So, this week's headline in the UK tabloid media, the anti Meghan, anti Sussex headline, is that she's a dumper and she dumps everybody and that she's going to dump Harry. Apparently, she's dumped her father, she has dumped her ex husband, she has dumped the entire royal family. She's dumped Jessica Mulrooney, her Canadian friend. And so next they're saying that she's going to dump Harry. And they're using most of all the fact that Harry made those solo trips, first to New York and then to Africa last month. And it was such a setup really, because right before Harry did that, the headlines were that Harry had become Meghan's spare, right? So he was Meghan's spare. So there was no real narrative about Meghan dumping him. It was really Meghan dominating him, and he was Meghan's spare. And so Harry and Meghan then they fell for it. They fell for the bait. They took the bait, and we saw Harry go out on his own on these trips and looked very commanding, very confident, proving that he's not a spare to Meghan, he's not a spare to William, he's his own man. And I do think that that was the intent with those solo trips, is because they took the bait that he was the spare, this narrative bubbling up that he's a spare. And I think they wanted to show that no, he's not. Well, what they fell for was a ruse, because they know that he's not Megan's spare. They have two narratives, and they're going to go back and forth on those two narratives. One is he's Megan's spare anytime Megan and Harry show up together. And the second is that he's getting dumped every time they appear separately. Either way, they're going to get Harry and Meghan. That's their game plan. No matter which way Harry and Meghan jump, they have a narrative already built into the types of stories that they're going to write about Harry and Meghan, to harass Harry and Meghan, to stress Harry and Meghan, to break that relationship and break that marriage, right? So Harry and Meghan absolutely fell into the trap of he's getting dumped, they're getting divorced, they're separated, right? And they're amplifying, the press is amplifying that storyline. Now, I'm sure that Harry and Meghan had planned for Harry to make these trips separately for a long time, for reasons such as family reasons, or just because, you know, they wanted him to do it solo because he wanted to do it solo, right? But the timing of it was such that it was right around the time, if you guys remember, when there was all this talk about Harry being Meghan's spare, which is something that I think burns Harry a bit. He doesn't like this. Neither does Meghan. So I think they wanted to prove that that's not true. And if I'm right, I could be wrong, and that was the reason why he made those solo trips, then I would caution Harry and Meghan to absolutely reject, just don't listen to the press at all. I know that Meghan doesn't listen a lot, but I'm sure she listens a little bit. But they're seeping in. You see, the press is starting to seep in a little, because Harry and Meghan have skin like humans. Unfortunately, they're like mere humans. They have skin, and so you can get things into that skin very easily. So as much as you try to avoid it, something gets in, and it starts playing havoc with just your game plan. So Harry and Meghan just need to get to a place where the media has absolutely no impact at all. So now with all these talks about Harry and Meghan separating, then now you expect Harry and Meghan, or the media does, to come out hand holding again, doing this, doing that to prove it's not true. And so they keep this thing going and going and going. And so Harry and Meghan have to find a way out of this trap, right? Where they're not reacting at all to anything that the media is saying, because either way they jump, it's a trap. They just have to go about living their lives. That's it. They just have to put blinders on, put up, like, walls around themselves, and just do what they do when they do it for their reasons, and that's it. Right? Don't do any reactionary moves. Don't make any reactionary moves, because either way they go with this, they're going to be attacked. When they start arriving in public again together, it's going to be that he's back to being a spare, right? When they go separate, it's going to be that she's dumping him, he's dumping her, the marriage is over, this, that, and the third. So they literally just have to completely not listen to the media. Now, this thing about William is makes a big decision that now that Harry is detaching himself from Meghan, um, is just so ridiculous. William hasn't done anything of any consequence as Prince of Wales recently. What about his work? What about his work? What about William's work, his life, his projects, his initiatives? What is William doing other than obsessively biting his nails about Harry's life and Harry's issues? All William, the only press that William is getting these days is in relation to what Harry is doing, not what William is doing. What are William and Kate doing? Honestly, they're sitting there biting their fingernails that Harry's detaching from Meghan. What about William attaching more to Kate and going out on excursions with his wife, holding her hand, doing things as a couple? Why is he concerned about Harry's couple? It's like William is the Prince of Wales. He's sitting there biting his fingernails, talking about what Prince William has reportedly made a sweet decision about reconciliation with his estranged brother Prince Harry, amid claims the Duke and Meghan are living separate lives. I mean, what about William's life? William is a 42, 43-year-old man sitting there making sweet decisions like he's in kindergarten. What about his marriage? What about his children? William has children. He has a marriage. He is the Prince of Wales. When was the last time he was in Wales? When was the Princess of Wales last in Wales? What about other places in England? What about his homelessness charity and work? What about his environmental causes and what is he doing of any consequence? He is the Prince of Wales. He's not a 3-year-old sitting there making sweet decisions as if he's a girl. It's very girly. It's very sweet and girly. What is this that they're doing with William? Why is William's main job all about what Harry is doing? Well, they need to start to man up William a little bit more. William is the next king of England. He's not a little girl biting her fingernails, obsessing about what his brother is doing. That's insulting to William. I don't think they realize that. It makes him look weak and effeminate and just, you know, ineffectual, among other things that I don't even want to say, right? um Harry, whatever he's doing, whatever's going on, in his life, whether he's surfing, traveling, making appearances, or even if he's breaking up with his wife, that's Harry's business, right? Mind your business, y'all. But as for Harry and Meghan and this whole whether he's a spare or whether he's getting dumped, these two conflicting narratives, they need to not be so reactionary. They need to completely stop reacting to the media and just, do their own thing. That's what I think. Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Subscribe, please. Give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell as well.